In a small village in Africa, there lived a girl named Amina. She was born on a bright morning, but her life turned shadowy when her mother passed away shortly after giving birth. Amina never met her father, as he had left before she was born. The only family she had was her grandmother, Mama Mboli, a wise and kind woman who loved her dearly. Amina grew up in her grandmother's small home, surrounded by stories of old. Mama Mboli would often tell her tales of brave women who fought for their dreams, wrapping each story in wisdom. Amina, dear, always remember that love is a powerful magic. Seek a man who will love you as both a wife and a daughter, she would say, stroking Amina's hair. As Amina grew older, she dreamed of a love like that. She wanted a man who would cherish her, hold her close, and stand by her in hardship. With dreams in her heart, she became a responsible and intelligent young woman, helping her grandmother and studying hard in school. One day, while carrying water from the village well, Amina met a young man named Juma. He lived in a cramped I face you apartment on the other side of the village, sharing a space with several other families. Juma was not wealthy, but he had bright eyes and laughter that could light up the darkest days. There was something special about him that made Amina's heart skip a beat. As they spent time together, Amina fell deeply in love. She admired Juma's kindness, his dreams of one day becoming a successful businessman, and his fierce determination. To him, Amina was perfect, the best woman alive. They shared long conversations by the river, where Juma promised her that when money came, he would marry her. Although Amina often helped Juma with his small projects, she never cared about his lack of wealth. She believed in him and their love. But as time went by, something changed. When Juma started earning money from various small businesses he began to act differently. He became distant, more focused on his ambitions than on their love. Amina noticed the shift and felt a twinge of worry in her heart. One evening, after finishing dinner at her grandmother's house, she met Juma under the starlit sky. Juma, she said, her voice trembling, I feel like you're changing. Are we still in this together, no matter what? He smiled, but it felt forced. Amina, you are still my heart. But as I become successful, I have to think of what others will say. You understand, right? Confused and hurt, Amina nodded, trying to ignore the ache in her chest. But it only worsened when she discovered she was pregnant. Fear and joy swirled together inside her. She confronted Juma, hoping for support and love. Amina, this is unexpected, he said with a sigh. But this changes everything. Suddenly, Amina found herself standing before a group of village elders. Juma had told them it was best to marry her since she was carrying his child. They agreed and planned the wedding. But in the days leading up to the ceremony, Juma's true nature began to show. On their wedding day, Amina felt torn. She loved him, but deep inside, she feared he had changed for the worse. As they exchanged vows, she saw a glimmer in his eyes that made her heart sink. He was no longer the loving man who cherished her dreams. Instead, he seemed like a wolf dressed in a sheep's skin. After the wedding, life became a whirlwind of sorrow. Juma no longer treated Amina with love. His mood swings made her feel like a prisoner. When they fought, he belittled her dreams and called her worthless. You are lucky to have me, he would shout. I should have married someone who could bring more wealth. Amina's heart felt heavy with despair. At night, she often cried into her grandmother's old quilt, wishing for the love she had always dreamed of. She missed the kind and encouraging words of Mama Mboli. One night, as she sat on the edge of her bed in tears, an unknown light filled the room. Suddenly, a figure appeared before her. It was a spirit, shimmering with grace and wisdom. Amina, it spoke softly, do you remember the stories of love and courage your grandmother told you? You have the power to change your fate. Do not let fear and sorrow control you. With newfound strength, Amina decided to take action. She sought out her grandmother's wisdom and began to envision a life beyond Jumo's cruel grasp. She approached him, stating, "I will not be treated this way. I deserve respect and love. If you cannot give it to me, then I will leave." Jumo, enraged, threatened her, but Amina stood firm. With the support of Mama Molly and the village elders, she found the courage to break free. She returned to her grandmother's home, where she learned to heal and grow stronger. With time, Amina rebuilt her life, focusing on her dreams. She nurtured her child with love and became a pillar of strength for others in the village. She turned her pain into a story of hope, inspiring many women around her. One evening, she sat under the stars, remembering the tales of bravery and love, knowing she had finally found her own magic. Amina had learned that true love starts with loving oneself, and that was the greatest power of all.